Okay. Hello, everyone. I am here with JoJo. JoJo and I met about, I'd say, 8 or 9 months ago, months before the pandemic. And I was introduced to her by one of my clients that I had been seeing. And the reason why Emily introduced us is because she said, "Oh my God, you and JoJo will absolutely, positively love each other." And I thought to myself, oh, okay. I like that she thought I was going to love somebody and that we were going to be friends. And lo and behold, you came to my office and we immediately connected. I think it's the Italian passionate thing that we both got going on, that we're super passionate about what we believe in and how we as goddesses can literally activate each other and bring each other up and elevate each other to the point that, let's just face it, if you have a village rising your vibration up, you're that much more magnetic. And I want to say the reason why JoJo is probably this way is she's had many years of practice. She didn't wake up magnetic. Maybe she did, but she is the real deal, because why I say that is she's practiced her practice. She is a master of media. She just set me up with my eyes, my light, right before we went live. We probably should have recorded that. The before and after. And basically now I'm like, wow, I feel like I totally fit in my screen. I feel like centered, grounded. It's like a simple little tweak that you probably don't really think about, but someone like JoJo does, because she has self-mastery with her vision of how she shows up in TV, media, podcasts, all of the things. So before we start getting into that, I want to read her bio that she sent me, and I'm excited to do that. Take a deep breath, get ready. JoJo is a native Bostonian and grew up in Somerville, Massachusetts. She hosts the podcast Somerville Connects and is a filmmaker and 17-year member of the Somerville Producers Group with the TV show Dead Air Live, the longest live-running TV show in America. Sounds pretty cool. She is also a 2-time winner of the Lifetime Achievement Award for the Somerville Media Center, and 4 times, not once, 4 times Emmy nominated for New England. JoJo loves, and she loves helping others to fulfill their dreams through this portal of the media. It's so super powerful and so much fun. And JoJo, she just really takes away all the anxiety and helps you really shine your light. And she just shows you how simple it is. So without any further ado, JoJo, I want you now to share with us why did you get involved in this whole media thing? What really made you feel like this is the thing that you want to do. So tell us your story and take your time. We're not in a hurry. We've got a whole hour to chat, and I really want you to shine your light.
All right. This sounds so exciting. Thank you, Michelle Julienne, goddess. So I want to introduce you. You are the creator, Michelle Julienne, creator of the Julienne Method, which is the Goddess Activation Group. So thank you, Michelle Julienne, for having me here today. So I'm going to take you on a little journey how it all began for me, getting involved with media. I grew up in a family. I was the youngest, and I was the youngest girl. I have an older sister, and then I have two older brothers. And one of my brothers, Sal, got involved with photography, and everything that he did, I wanted to copy him. So I'm going to go back to the age of 11. I'm 11 years old, and I belong to the teen center here in Somerville, Mass, the Elizabeth Peabody House. And I found out that there was a photography course at MIT. And I was told that, I could take this course. Now, I don't even know what MIT is. I know it's a college, but I'm 11 years old, so I don't have a full grasp on life. I just know I like photography. I want to take the course. I was told there was a photography course. I was told where it was. I went on my bicycle with my friend Patty Peterson, who I call Petey. We had our hair in pigtails with ribbons. So I'm 11 years old, and we knock on the door. It was on Vassar Street in Cambridge. And a gentleman by the name of Jeremy, he was a college professor, young. And I knocked on the door and I says, hey, I found out that there was a photography course and we want to take it. He looked at us and he said, you can't take this course. You're not a student of MIT, and this is an extra curriculum credit for the MIT students. And I looked at him and I said, I'm not taking no for an answer. I came here on my bike and I'm taking this course. So he says, you cannot take this course. And I says, and I am not taking no for an answer. So I said to my friend, Petey, right? We're not leaving. She says, right. Well, Jeremy, there was about, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 people in the class. He looked at the other, the students that were there, and he said, do you mind if these kids join us? And they all said, yeah, sure, why not? They figured that we'd last like 5 minutes. Well, we ended up taking the course. I ended up getting my first SLR camera, which is a single lens reflex camera. It was a Yashica. Now they call them DSLR cameras, which stands for digital single lens reflex cameras. I built my own dark room in my basement, got all the chemicals from Hunt's and Malden. And our first, and this is kind of wild. I don't know if I should reveal this, but it's kind of funny. Our first task was we were supposed to photograph the anatomy, any part of the anatomy. Well, I was 11 years old and I was curious. So my friend Patty and I rode our bikes down to Lynn Beach, which is about 11 miles from here. That's a long ride for 2 kids that are 11 years old on their bikes with our cameras. And my friend Petey and I had our little terry cloth outfits on, and we started like taking pictures of guys in bathing suits because, it was anatomy. And I was young and curious. So I developed all these photographs. My father found the photographs. Oh, he was not happy. Oh my God. If you grew up in an Italian household, wow, he screamed, he yelled, he ranted, he raved, and he tore up all the photographs, had me destroy all the negatives. But before he had a chance to do that, I was able to submit them to Jeremy. I got an A. I did not get a credit. So for the whole course, I did very well at MIT. So I went to MIT at the age of 11, but I did not get a credit. And that's where it all began.
Wow. Wow. What a story. So, so obviously you've been doing this now for how many years? 17 years. So I'd love to hear, what was your first TV or media live that you actually did? What, and who did you interview?
Geez, well, I'm even going to go back further than 11 years old. When they had cassette recorders, and I remember hearing my parents, they were arguing over something so silly because they never really had a full-fledged argument. It was over like stupid stuff, like my father would leave something on the floor and my mother would want him to pick it up. Well, they were having a little tiff, and I decided this is where I first came into audio. I snuck around the corner and I recorded them. And then I played it back and they were laughing their butts off. And I went, wow, this is great. Recording people just to get their reaction. And that's where it really began.
Oh my.
I know. And I still have those recordings, by the way.
Oh, wow.
I'm going back to when I was like 8 years old. Now I'm 66. So we're talking, I don't know how many years, 58 years ago. 58 years ago it began. And I have been collecting data and recordings and visuals. As for the video stuff, well, my friend Petey was going to SMU, and she got involved in a TV studio at her college. I was devastated, crushed. I said, I can't believe she's doing that. That's what I want to do. I want to do that. So I eventually got my own little video camera. It started off with these big clunky cameras where you would put VHS tapes in, and you know, you don't really know what you're doing. You need lighting, you need sound, lots of mistakes, and you know, it was okay. I was okay. I was just experimenting. Sound. But I was a photographer. I was like photographing everything. No, it was okay. I was okay. I was just experimenting. But I was a photographer. I was like photographing everything. No, it was okay. I was okay. I was just experimenting. But I was like photographing everything. No, it was okay. I was okay. I was just. Could you hear that?
Something happened in the background. I don't know what it was, but keep going.
Okay. So anyway, I eventually ended up doing a video for, it was 1986. I had built a recording studio with first it was 1-inch tape, 2-inch tape. And by the way, these tapes, when you would do audio, a recording studio is audio. These tapes would cost $250 for 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
Wow.
We have no idea how blessed we are to be in the digital age. So I ended up doing a video where I hired a crew. It ended up being on MTV Basement Tapes. As a matter of fact, some guy just recently said of all the MTV Basement Tapes, it was the best video ever. It was so well done. It cost a ton of money. And then I evolved from the recording studio, doing the video called Call Me If You Change Your Mind. I did an album. And then I ended up having my own TV show for kids called JoJo's Dream Cart. And that was on PBS in Rhode Island. I did 21 episodes, which was pretty epic. And yeah, now I'm involved with the local TV studio because I said there's got to be another way to do this stuff where it doesn't cost as much money. And I've been with it was SCAT TV, Somerville Community Access TV, now Somerville Media Center since 2003. So that's 17 years. And now I have a podcast, and Staples and I are joining hands with me because they want me to do podcast/TV shows in their studio. So it's very exciting.
Wow. Wow. That is exciting. So who do you really enjoy interviewing? Who's the kind of person that you like
You.
actually interview?
You.
Why? Why me?
You're passionate.
Yep.
You are articulate.
Uh-huh.
You are easy on the eyes. You're a goddess. I mean, come on. And being a visual person, and even though I'm a woman, I like to be around beautiful people. I mean, I definitely like guys. Let me just make that very clear.
Yeah.
Especially one guy, but I'm not going to say who he is. But
Mm-hmm.
I like being around beautiful people because it's easy on the eyes. Now, I'm not saying if someone's old or crinkly, they're not beautiful, because everybody's beautiful. But I'll tell you who is not beautiful. The people that are not beautiful are the people that criticize, condemn, and complain. They're like, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. They're like the Debbie Downers. I do not like interviewing people that are the negative no-nos. That's what we call them in JoJo's Dream Car.
That's so funny. So I can see my audience is looking for either to get into Facebook or on the link. I'm actually just going to invite somebody right here with us. Is that okay?
Sure. And you may want to get rid of that title on the bottom, shares how she recorded at 11 years old. Can you get rid of that?
Yeah, I can modify anything. I can put in whatever we want.
Oh, you should have our names in, maybe,
Okay.
our lower thirds.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's see. I got to go back. She records. Where is that? Oh, there it is. Okay, hide it. I'm hiding it. There we are. Okay, so we've got our names there. Do you want me to put anything else in the heading that you would like?
Well,
Come on, teach me.
no, it's fine. It's fine. Let's just, we'll just chat, because
Okay.
like you, I am many different things. I mean, I'm in the creative world. If someone said to me, hey, why don't you hang up this blind? Like, I had to call my brother today. I need help because there are certain things I just don't want to learn how to do. It takes too much time. I don't want to do it. So I like handymen.
Yes.
And my brother's a handyman. And if I need him, he helps me. I tell him, pick up the leaves in the yard, get rid of the snow. It's all good. But the world that I love to live in is the creative world. When I am creating, I am happy. My other type of favorite people are people that are also passionate about their careers, because I love interviewing them. Everybody is an open book. Everybody has a story, and everyone deserves a free video, a free podcast, because everyone wants to get their message out.
Yes, I agree. And that's why I think you and I totally resonate and align with each other, because it's not about us. It's about our passion, which we just happen to take our passion and actually activate it into our purpose. So let's talk about you and how you are such a master with time. Because I really feel that a lot of people, especially now, even though we feel like we have lots and lots of extra time because we're not driving and going to appointments, we are still needing to figure out, how do we really plan out our week, our day, and how do we stay activated in our passion that we can actually create to be our purpose?
That's a real easy question to answer, but I'm going to tell you some of the things that I do. Mm-hmm. First off, we all make conscious choices. We have to choose. Mm-hmm. Always make a choice and ask ourselves, is this going to serve me or not? It could be something that you eat. It could be something that you do. It could be something that you read, listen to, watch. Anything that you do should be for the betterment of yourself. If it's not, then don't do it. And a lot of people lack the discipline to create their own world. And the reason why they lack discipline is they're either not sleeping enough, they're not drinking enough fluids, they're not eating the right foods, they're around the negative no-nos. So we have to make up our mind, and everything begins in the brain. In the brain. So we have to ask ourselves, what is it that we want to do? On my TV show for kids, I used to say it's 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Personally, and our listeners and viewers may not like to hear this, but most people are really lazy. They want the easy way out. They do not want to put in the extra time, go the extra mile. So I want to share a story. This is about a gentleman. He's an artist. His name is John Pitre, Pitre. He has a studio gallery in Maui. And I met John through my ex-husband in 1983. So we're going back years ago. And John's paintings, they go for anywhere between $100,000 and $500,000. So he's an artist that's making $100,000 to $500,000 per painting. And I said, John, why is it that you are making so much money for each painting and there's so many struggling artists? And he said, oh, that's a real simple answer. Because I will add in maybe 60 extra strokes to a certain area. He says, I pay attention to the details. And everything is in the details. If you pay attention to the details, you will be successful. And a lot of people let the details go, or they don't think it's important. When I am making cooking, I am passionate about my cooking. I put my heart, my soul, my passion, but I also make sure that I add in the right spices, the right kind of energy. So everything we do, if we add the right kind of energy, add the details, put the right type of passion, we will succeed. Also, there's a spiritual principle called the as if principle. If you act as if something has happened and you have the intention in your mind and the feeling that I am going to make this happen as if it is going to happen, you will create your reality. There is no question. It will pan out and it will happen. So life is pretty easy if you have a plan of action. I call it a POA. And I have a lot of, I use my phone a lot for alarms. I have alarms going off if I want to be reminded. Like, for instance, today doing this live Facebook, I had an alarm that went off an hour beforehand. So I would be prepared in every single way. Audio,
I like that.
visual, everything. I want to make sure that when you wanted me to show up at 3:30, I wanted to be here before you. It's always important to show up early. Why is that so important? There is also another spiritual principle, and I love these spiritual principles, that if you are on time, you are respecting the space of the other person. If you show up late, you are really getting into that other person's boundaries. It is not good. A person changes the dynamics of the meeting when they show up late. Now, if you're going to be late, send a text and say, hey, I'm going to be 5 minutes late. Show the courtesy to the other person. I mean, things happen for people. Things happen, but always be mindful and show the courtesy to the other person, because you were saying to that other person, I respect you.
I like that. That is so, so key. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's integrity. So you're talking about integrity. You're talking about saying, I'm going to do this, and you actually do it.
Yeah, but not only that, we are respecting ourselves. You know, when we do something and we achieve a goal, it can be something small. Like you made a comment that a lot of people have a lot of time in their hands. I don't have enough time because I am constantly keeping busy. I am engaging with people. I make sure every day my day starts off before I even get out of bed. I have a spiritual exercise that I do for 20 minutes. I chant the word HU, H-U. It is an ancient word for God. It neutralizes, stabilizes, and harmonizes any in all situations. Neutralizes, stabilizes, and harmonizes any and all situations. There is an app called HU. It is not a religion. As a matter of fact, the word HU used to be in the Bible. You know how the Bible starts off in the beginning, there was the word. It used to say, and the word was HU. That was taken out of the Bible. So it is kind of like the golden key that opens any door. Now, I'm going to say to you, you could use it, you know, when you need a parking space, but that would be kind of self-serving. But it really neutralizes, stabilizes, and harmonizes any and all situations. The second thing I do to start my day is I make sure that I have piping hot water with fresh squeezed lemon juice, a tablespoon of fresh squeezed lemon juice, and a little bit of stevia. Oh my God, so good, because that cleanses me. Then I have 8 ounces of my homemade bone broth, which is absolutely mind-blowing delicious. And I make like 10 quarts all at the same time, put them in mason jars. And my body's so used to bone broth. I think my skin looks pretty good. So
yeah, you're glowing. You're totally glowing. And we won't even talk about the other things that you and I have talked about with the probiotics and the prebiotics.
I didn't even get there yet. So anyway, I do the bone broth, and then, I don't know, sometimes I eat breakfast, sometimes I don't. It's not important. But I spend time with my plants. I water my plants. Now, this is the first year I've ever grown lots of flowers. I've had 16 plants. This is like crazy. My sister-in-law said to me, the water that you're giving your plants, I give my plants acid water, 2.5 acid, and the plants love the acid water. She says they're on steroids. You know, during that snow that we had last week, do you remember that snow we had? I thought all my plants were dead. Well, like 5 of them them died out of 16. The rest of them are all coming back to life. I don't understand this. They all look dead. It's because of the water. I have this great water machine. Oh my God. The water that you drink is so important. And by the way, we should drink half of our body weight in ounces. So I weigh right now 166 to 169 pounds. So I have half of that in fluids. Well, I have about 120 ounces every day of fluids, and coffee does not count because coffee is a diuretic. So it exnays the fluids that you have. And I make sure that I eat right. I eat grass-fed beef, free-range chicken, pasteurized eggs, lots of veggies, lots and lots of veggies, and fruits and nuts. Oh, I love nuts. And I have 1 avocado per day. So it's great. Anyway.
I love avocados. They're so good in omega. I think it's like the omega-3s, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, omega-3s. I always sometimes get confused with omega-3 and omega-6 and all of that. So let's talk about how you take all of the things that you actually practice with your physical being of being healthy, and also how that helps you show up in this vibration of media, i.e. YouTube, i.e. you have a radio station, how you take that vibration and show up through the media, and how that actually helps you literally do the work that you do, and how it doesn't take you out. It doesn't deplete you. Let's talk about that.
I'm fulfilled because I'm creating. Creativity is the spark of soul. But I also have to make sure that my vessel I nurture it. I have to exercise every day. I never thought I'd say this, but I have the exercise bug. Like today I went for a walk that was 3 miles. And it's not how fast you walk. I'm not doing a marathon. I just get out and I move. I need the sunlight. I need the air. And I make sure that I am activating my body. I am not putting supplements in my body. And that's another whole conversation.
Yes.
Because my immune system, or our immune system, your immune system, my immune system, is where our gut is where our immune system lives. If your gut is in a good place, and your immune system, then your brain is working correctly. If your brain is working correctly and your gut is working correctly in your poop, then you are able to function in a way that can be creative. So that's how I translate that into the media world. I have to do all these other things. And I know it sounds like it's a lot of work. It's not a lot of work because you get used to it. You get into a routine. And this is also important, routine. And this is why it should be very easy for everybody on the planet. We have been given such a gift to reset our buttons. Everyone has a chance to sleep a little bit longer instead of running around, racing. We can maybe sleep that extra hour, which, why is that important? Because when we sleep, there are certain hours of the night that certain organs go into the healing mode. Now, I try to get to bed early. Why is that important? I am catching the angel train. Now, when you catch the angel train and you are asleep by 10, 11 o'clock at the latest, all the organs in your body are going to function and do what they're supposed to do. As a matter of fact, if you have a weight problem, I can guarantee you are not getting enough sleep, because you are not catching the angel train. Your organs are not working right, and your immune system, your gut and your poop is not working right either. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk more about this. Okay, so when you say the angel train, you're talking about taking your vibration and literally resetting it so you have more vibrancy throughout your day because you went to bed and you got your 8 to 10 hours. Do you get about 8 to 10 hours, or are you doing more?
Every night I get 8 to 10 hours. And when I say angel train, at night, and this is, I'm a spiritual person. I'm not a religious person. We all leave our bodies at night and we soul travel. As above, so below. We go off into the dream world. And our dream world is very, very, very real. Now, in order for me to have this dream world, I have to catch enough Z's. You have to catch enough sleep so you can go into the dream world and keep your vibration high. When my vibration is high, I can be of service to the planet. I can serve others. I am a servant leader. My job in this planet is to help others. It's not about me. It's about you. How can I serve you? But in serving you, I have to serve myself first. You know the expression that they say in an airplane, who catches the oxygen mask first is the parent and not the child. Why? So the parent can help the child.
Right, exactly. I love that. I love that analogy, and I think it's a really good analogy. You can't really overuse it because especially now during this time of the election and the pandemic, and then the fact that we have daylight savings time, and it's just all of the things that happened like simultaneously. How do we take a breath? How do we actually take a pause, and how that pause and that breath and that sleep can really, really restore ourselves first with loving kindness and compassion, so then you can show up for your family, you can show up for your clients, and really have a wholehearted life instead of like chasing your energy or trying to make up your energy by drinking coffee, or maybe you need to relax, so you need to drink more than 2 or 3 glasses of wine every night, or maybe you're filling yourself up with sugar just to kind of disconnect from all of this crazy energy. That actually doesn't serve you as a human being. And so I'm just kind of curious, how is it that you figured this out, and how long has it been since you figured out the health component in integrating it into your business?
Oh boy. Well, I recently lost 36 pounds. And it was during the pandemic, which is really interesting. I had extra weight in my body because I would let things get to me because I still hadn't figured it out yet. But I just said, wait a minute. I need to get rid of this weight. It is not serving me. This weight is not doing anything good for me. I was noticing that when I was walking up steps, I was going, and I said, wow, this is not good. So I was up at the beginning of this year. I was 202.2. And I just said, I'm 5 feet 2.5. That's way too much. My hips were almost 53 inches. They're down to 45 inches. That's a lot of inches. I mean, you get a ruler. I have a ruler here. Where's my ruler? Okay, here's my ruler. This is from grammar school. this is 7 inches, like this whole thing. That's how much I lost off my hips. That is insane. My butt was getting so round and so big. And, you know, I told people I can lose the weight. I can lose the weight. This was the year before. And I was embarrassed. I didn't know how to lose the weight. 7 inches off my hips. 7+ inches off my hips. But I said, I have to learn how to serve myself. And it was a whole mindset: mind, body, soul. Mind, body, soul.
Mm-hmm.
What? I now have it figured out. Mm-hmm. And I'm pumped up. Mm-hmm. And now I'm sharing this with other people to say, what have you done? But here's the deal. Everything that was going on with me was emotional. It wasn't just like, oh, I want to lose the weight. Because anyone could say that, but their brain is not ready to catch up with what they need to do. Mm-hmm. So I had to hit a very low bottom. I was in Florida with my friend Petey and my sister, Goose. This was last January. And my friend Petey says, can I get you girls a glass of wine? And I just said, if I put another thing in my body, I'm going to get sick. And when I came home from that trip, it was late on it was either the 15th or the 16th of January. It's one of those days. But the next day, I began my journey with mind, body, and soul, 1,000%. And I did not deviate. So much so that I went to an all-inclusive 3 weeks later to Mexico. Mm-hmm. And this is just when the pandemic was announced. We heard about something going on in China. Mm-hmm. And I said, am I going to be able to eat correctly at an all-inclusive? Guess what? It was so easy because I had made up my mind that I was going to stick to the program. Because everything that I came in touch with, I asked the question, are you going to serve me? And I did the energy test on myself. Have you ever heard of the human pendulum test?
Yeah, I've heard of the pendulum test.
Okay, so the pendulum test is easy. You could YouTube it. You stand up and you hold against your solar plexus, which is around your tummy area. Mm-hmm. Something that, and you ask yourself a yes or no question. So you want to ask yourself, I'll ask myself, is my name JoJo? Mm-hmm. And if I lean forward, it's a yes. If I lean back, it's a no. Well, I do the human pendulum test with everything. Everything I eat, every decision I make. Should I, shouldn't I? Should I, shouldn't I? Should I do this call with someone? Should I do this meeting? Should I eat this food? Should I make this decision? Should I buy the next iPhone 12? That was a big yes. Mm. So the thing is that we have to tune into our body to get all the results. Mm. And the human pendulum test is so fabulous.
It does sound very fabulous. So I really, really feel like the audience has really gotten to know you, JoJo. And I bet they're dying to actually work with you. So can you tell us the best way for people to start working with you and how they can kind of prep themselves to work with you? Because your time is valuable. And even though you're here to serve and you do really give people the opportunity to work with you, and you're very generous, because I know you've been very generous to me, but what can they do to really prepare so when they do contact you, that they're really ready to actually show up and be that version of themselves so they can really shine their light?
People can get in touch with me through my email, jojo118
okay,
at me.com.
Mm-hmm.
jojo118@me.com.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a question, make it count.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't like people that dilly-dally and just get to the point.
Mm-hmm.
I will be a servant leader, but know what you want to ask because everyone's time is valuable. I love helping people that want to be helped. But if someone goes, blah, 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 I don't know if I can do that. Be ready. Be ready for me. If you want to get some help, be ready. Get on board. Jump on the angel train.
Sounds great. So I have a private chat here in StreamYard. If you can access the private chat and actually put your email address or your link of where they can actually, do you have a YouTube channel? Could you give me your YouTube channel and your email address so that way they can start watching your YouTube channel and see how you interview so they can get prepared and really show up, make sure they're on time, make sure if they have any questions, they can ask you the questions so you can really help them shine their light.
Okay, I'm going to give you my podcast here.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave you my Somerville Connects. Let me look up the just if you put in Jojo Laricchia or Joanne Laricchia, a lot of things come up. On a Google search, you'll see everything.
Okay, so I'm putting up www.somervilleconnects.com.
Mm-hmm.
And the YouTube channel, what is the YouTube channel?
Oh, I have several YouTube channels. I have Dead Air Live.
Dead or Alive, is that what it's called?
Dead Air Live, and then there's Jojo Laricchia. There's so many. I'm on YouTube.
Okay.
I'm on Vimeo.
I'm gonna actually search your YouTube channel right now because I really want people to find you. I don't want them to have to search for you.
Yep.
Even if you said, people think, oh, well, I'm everywhere. Well, that's great, but I still want your link because I don't want to have to work to get it. So I'm going to look you up. I'm going to YouTube channel, and then I'm going to search literally for JoJo, or should I search for Dead?
I'm gonna put my YouTube channel up there. I just found it. I mean, I have so many YouTube channels. Seriously.
Yep, I understand. We want them to have.
Here we go. It's Jojo Laricchia. It's YouTube.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna copying and pasting it, so it's all here. People,
I just put it in the chat.
Access this. Copy. Yep, I'm putting it right now into the banner, so people are going to be able to see this. And when you look at your recording after we're done today, you'll have this all right here. And that's why I really like this platform, because it really helps me stay organized, make sure that people can see things, they can follow the conversation and where the conversation's going. Because let's face it, people really want to watch and listen to two goddesses talking about things, but they also want to know how they can work with them and get to know them even better. So thank you so much for sharing your YouTube too, because that's going to be on the beautiful, beautiful YouTube channel that I also have. And that way I'm going to share my YouTube channel with you, and you're going to share your YouTube channel with me. And that's what goddesses do. We help each other both rise up the consciousness of our wisdom, because it takes a village. It takes a village to truly help other people so they can step in to their passion and their purpose. Because think about it, if we all did this consistently, how the world could really shift and change.
Well,
So,
you just said something very interesting. There is a consistency with everything that we do. People can't just do something for a day and say, well, that's all I need to do. It's like if you have someone that you love, or if you have a plant or a pet, you don't just one day say, I love you, or you treat that plant or pet just nice one day. Every single day, you have to give your husband a little bit of sugar. And I'm not talking about sugar like table sugar. I'm talking about love. You have to give your husband love every day for you to keep the relationship going. We have to give our pets love every day. We have to give our plants love every day. So it's the same thing with ourselves. If we want to serve ourselves, we have to be kind to ourselves every day. If there are people in our lives that are important to us, we have to let them know daily that we love them. If we have a relationship with God, we have to give gratitude to God. God doesn't want people to say, oh, God, help me, God, I need help. Guess what? God wants you to be grateful for all the things that he's given you on this planet, even the problems, because in the problems, in every single lemon, there is lemonade. And that's why I'm saying that this pandemic is truly a gift. Like I was just talking to someone today and he said, how you doing in this pandemic? I said, I'm doing fabulous. I says, I'm cleaning up and reorganizing my whole home. And he says, me too. I said, this is a great time to like get rid of stuff, organize our lives. It's a fabulous time. So we have to look at what we have around us and be grateful for what we have and not for what we don't have. Because
exactly.
If you look at what you have, then there's a lot you could do. If you look at what you don't have, you're just going to put yourself into a negative place.
I absolutely, positively agree with you. Thank you so much for coming on the Goddess Conversations. And I really, really look forward to hearing more about what's coming up with you in the next couple of months, because I know that you're always creating, you're always birthing something, and you're always here to help shine our light. So thank you so much, JoJo, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. And is there one last thing you'd like to say before you go?
Yes, I love everybody that loves, that returns love. One of the things that I would like everyone to do is, for the next year, I want you to create a gratitude journal. And I want you to write down one thing that you're grateful for, or it could be about the person that you love, one thing that you love about that person. And sometimes we're around people and we'll say, oh, they're driving me crazy. It happens to me. But instead of finding something that drives you crazy, find something that you like. You might be surprised at how many positive aspects that you love about people. So look for the good in people. Do one random act of kindness per day. And just love yourself, love other people. And I know that might be a term that's I'm loosely using, but you know what I'm talking about. Just be good. Make good choices. Michelle Julian, goddess of the Activator Group. You are terrific. Thank you so much for having me on this. And I'm looking forward to also playing this on SomervilleConnects.com and on our Dead Air Live show that airs in Somerville, Cambridge, and Boston. So thank you for having me as a guest. So we're going to, show you off, and it's great. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And I am going to say goodbye for now. And anybody have any questions, please put your questions in the comments on the YouTube channel, because it looks like that's where we shared it. We shared this on the YouTube channel. Michelle Julian's YouTube channel, and I'll make sure you have access to that. You have access to the recording so you can share it wherever you need to share it so more people can learn about activating and shining their light.
Yes, thank you. Bye for now.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye. Thank you.